entendí, es fácil. Pensé que era un ataque muy inesquivable, una cosa así de locos. Pero aparentemente no. Voy a hacer esto. ¡Ah, hijo de puta! Ok, no sé cómo mierda sobreviví a eso. Ok, bien, bien. Por favor, gracias. Gracias. No quiero más enemigos que luchen. ¿Será? Ok. Yo no estaría entendiendo una mierda. ¿Estamos mordidos? ¿No vemos una mierda? Ok, son 3 combos de 3 ataques. Ok. Ah, ok, fácil. Ok. Voy a mantener así, olvidándote, bicho. Puto. Y voy a tener que destruir estas mierdas. Es muy easy matarlo. Esta habilidad está rotada, literalmente de mucho. Lo quería matar, pero bueno. Creo que cada vez que lo mato se vuelve más agresivo, así que no tendría que hacerlo. Ok. Ok, según yo no tuvo por qué haberme pegado ahí. Pero... Ok, lo mato, rompo también y lo mato, pero voy a regenerarme más salud porque de los 2 golpes me mata, así que ah, esta mierda, está muy complicada. Ok, ya sé cómo hacer. Vení. No juego de Witcher hace mucho tiempo y me estoy pasando esto y no me lo creo. Ay, qué lento que sos, bicho puto. El que me cubra o no me cubra, esos ataques me matan igual, así que es como que es mejor ir haciendo esto. ¡Ay, ya! ¿Qué pasa, bicho? Trollo. hice mierda? Está la posibilidad de no matarlo, supongo. Ah, está vivo.
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist. My, what a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics of it. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of the Duchess can...
Ceremony.
I've had no reprieve.
Mean you...
It's not a question of... Sienna planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a fifth victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Sienna's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Dettlaff. Perhaps we missed something.
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due. Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
Promise to be careful.
Bueno, es bastante raro. Pensé que iba a ser un pico de dificultad más alto, sinceramente. Que iba a venir otra parte más complicada, ¿no? Simplemente esquivar, 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 atacar, esquivar, 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 atacar, esquivar, esquivar.
Oh, it's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots,
Qué bota de
clean
mierda.
souls. A fine slogan.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Beggars. Tell us,
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Remember what they looked like?
Of course. I've a mind like a steel trap, as I said. They were ragged, unshaved. Their clothes were tattered. As to their boots, well, I mentioned that already.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
Peace to our domains. Planted writ and brought in chains.
Where does the snake?
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent district. We need no filth folk. You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor. Fight.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
Why? Do you doubt?
Hell yes.
We should step aside.
Come now, Witcher. Try me.
My guts in fear.
Come on, come closer.
I'll break your guts around. All right.
Cuerpo a cuerpo.
I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere, were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the Boot Black in Rue de Garl.
The Boot Black? A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area eat here.
Thanks. We'll wait.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve this soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the Boot Black. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the Boot Black. And Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
It's a matter of importance to the Duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the Boot Black anyways. It's always muddy there.
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Siana rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Siana planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Siana, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Sienna murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
Actually, love to learn her.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her, but I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Sienna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her. Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Dettlaff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Sienna.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence. She treated Dettlaff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
To think I never believed in vampires. Then one bit my neighbor's knocking.
Here in Beauclair, all's right and fair.
Eso de alguien que yo maté. No me parece.
Taught as a rum school this year.
So what's it gonna be? Got an itch needs scratching? Got an itch needs scratching? Got an itch needs scratching?
The guard brings peace to our domains. Flout its writ and rot in chains.
Stocks and the whip await those running riot. Our duchy values peace and quiet. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Oh, here he comes, a hero, Geralt's dream.
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Got some important...
You are certain of this?
Completely.
Inconceivable. How could she? I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is close. I thank you, Witcher, for... Let's begin the ceremony. In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Si tengo malas noticias, si Ana pretendía matarte. No veo la hora de probarlo.
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Sienna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Dettlaff. You were to be the beast's fifth victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
I do not believe it. In a moment I shall speak to Sienna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
¿Por qué le bajaron los gráficos a la estatua? Hicieron. ¿Por qué tantas joyas, amigo? Ah, camina libre. Está libremente, en serio.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Dettlaff. You yourself would never stoop so low. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me. As one impartial, I shall now hear what he has to say.
No matter the mitigating circumstances, whatever they may be, Siana is a criminal and should be tried as such. And punished as such. Her guilt is clear.
Your words sadden me greatly, Witcher. But I cannot deny their logic. Siana, you shall be tried and given a fitting punishment. Yet we shall never cease to be family. As Duchess, I shall have to judge you. But as your sister, I shall never stop loving you.
No.
Will you forgive me?
No. No. Que no se acerque. Puta. Bueno, que te mate, por idiota, por favor, que la mate. ¿Puede pasar esto?
I shall never forgive you.
Por estúpida, se lo merecía completamente. Las dos. Se lo merecían. Completamente. Una más estúpida que la otra. Perfecto. Está muy bien. Está demasiado bien. Está perfecto. Qué bien que estuvo el final que saqué, Dios santo. Igual sí, porque esa duquesa era una chupapija. Pero que sí, las dos eran unas hijas de puta. Qué sé yo, no me caen bien. La duquesa, muy de la realeza, qué sé yo. La otra estúpida, qué sé yo, que se creía que podía matar a medio mundo. Está bien, que esto, que lo otro. Güey, se murió esa estúpida y que todo el mundo cayó en depresión. Todo oscuro. La pilota. Me controlaba la selva esa, boluda, el bosque, controlaba.
Need some flowers. A wreath, or...
I've none. Sold everything. I was just on my way out. No sense hanging about with nothing to do.
Porque hay unos que se están atravesando allá atrás a la
Should come as
izquierda.
no shock, sir. At the funeral, folk took it all. Men, women, children, all wished to lay a bouquet on the Duchess's grave. Windflowers, peonies, gladioli.
Pinis, dijo, no, penes.
But she liked common roses best. I know. Her ladies in waiting would come here at times. I'd choose the loveliest blooms for her. Fragrant, big petals, the kind that last a long time. I've still not come to terms with it. To be killed by her own sister.
Por puta. Bueno, por estúpida. ¿Qué cosa tiré ahí? Acaba de morir, pero es la verdad, Ana Henrietta era muy confiada. Esto, nunca pensé que sean así, sí lo pensé, sí. ¿Le fallé a la duquesa? No, porque es como que yo se lo advertí. Ana Henrietta era muy confiada. Es que es lo que yo siento, es lo que voy a expresar.
Anna Henrietta wanted to believe there was still hope for Sienna, that she'd show remorse. She reached a hand out to her. Too soon. Too trusting.
I know you. You're that witcher from the north. The one that saved us from the beast.
Mm-hmm. Could say that.
¿Qué hace? ¿Me chupa la pija?
Take these.
Bueno, se
sacó. Flowers.
I put a bouquet aside. I was to take it to her myself. But you have it. I know you held the Duchess dear.
How much do I owe you?
Not a copper. Keep your coin and raise a toast in her memory tonight.
Do just that. Farewell.
No saqué el final triste. No lo saqué. ¿Debería ser el triste? ¿Quién putas tiene una estatua de sí mismo? Eso es muy egocéntrico hasta para un puto rey, digo, ¿no? Está bien, se murió porque quiso. Pero mierda, está Jennifer, ¿no era que aparecía al final del DLC? Quiero verla. ¿Qué hace ese puto?
Snow White!
Name's Geralt. What can I do for you?
That hair! The scar! The frown!
Something you actually want from me?
I admire, good sir. Admire and desire. Such
deseo.
a threat in the eyes. Oh, so.
If you're trying to get me to meet with you some evening, afraid you're just wasting your time.
Evening? Impossible. I shall require the
portrait?
Indeed. Pose for me. You must. Naturally, I shall pay the compensation.
Don't see why not.
It shan't. Never worry. We've but a short distance to journey into the hills. A perfect landscape.
Let's go then.
We shall meet at noon.
Después.
The massacre at Duntine. Was that your cleaver at work too? Butcher.
Ooh. Better to die of drink than of boredom.
When those vampires were running about town, I almost dumped my guts in fear.
Life in Beauclair can be quite dear. That's always free.
Sería bueno que me deje pasar.
Bury the murderous lass in one crypt with the Duchess. It's not decent.
Matter or no, she was the Duchess's sister, shared her blood. She should lie with her kin. The Duchess summoned him. I wonder what for.
Una completa estupidez, la verdad, lo que hizo la duquesa.
Witcher, I was certain you'd departed.
Couldn't. Anna Henrietta was...
Wondrous. Beautiful. Good. The best ruler one could hope to have. Yet I let her down.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one expected Sienna to do that, persist to the end. And none of us did anything to stop her. Because there was nothing we could do.
I suppose you are right. But when someone so beloved dies, one cannot help but search one's soul for blame. And even the hardiest knights grow faint-hearted then.
Come to pay my respects. Bid the Duchess farewell.
White roses. They were her favorite. go inside then. She lies in the ducal crypt, in one room with her murderer, despite my protests.
What? Who decided that?
The Regent's Council. A pack of old men who've statutes and codices for hearts. Ducal blood flowed in Siana's veins, and she was never legally disinherited. So they ruled she should lie alongside Henrietta.
Está bien, tuvo una vida dura, qué sé yo, qué poronga, pero tampoco se merece estar ahí.
I regret it ended this way, that I failed to prevent it. Hope you can forgive me. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Stylish crypt, quite subdued. Yes, this is the kind of eternal resting place I dream of.
Moments like this, I never know if you're joking or serious.
Serious, Geralt, serious. It's remarkably peaceful, subtly charming to the hilt. A perfect match for the Duchess's dignity. Ah, you humans, you never cease to amaze me. To feel despair in the face of natural processes to which you are predestined. I've come to take you from this place, my friend. Dare say you deserve a speck of respite after the mad whirl of the last few days.
All those deaths I failed to prevent. I feel pretty awful right about now. Can't help thinking I could have done more. Now Toussaint's left without a ruler, or more accurately, chaos rules here. Hand in hand with despair. Duchess won over people's hearts. All Beauclair now weeps for her.
A mass outburst of emotion. Well, it seems her subjects have adopted some of their recent ruler's traits.
Why the sarcasm? Thought you liked Donna Henrietta.
I did. And I do truly rue her passing.
Me too.
Then let us drink.
Whatever you say about Siana, you gotta admit, she was unbending.
That she was. I do admit it. Though, in her case, it would have been better if she had been a tad more... philosophical.
True.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
This moonlight makes me...
Se trata el juego cuando pasa esto. Ah, acá tengo las cosas. Mira vos.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about... oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Pero... Alguien interroga con ello. ¿Qué onda con estas descripciones? Te ha sido muy pronto, Ah, producción leí,
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go? Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink. Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning. Then develops...
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time.
Thanks.
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Know what? Think I just might. Come on now, don't laugh. Maybe not today or tomorrow. But one day I'll want to see what it's like. To just wake up every day in my own bed.
Oh, stop, please. Sounds so sentimental, my fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your memoirs like Dandelion? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound...
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. That first steamboat.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. I so don't feel like...
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several...
That we do. Actually, I'd love to go home.
¿Será posible ver, por fin, a Jennifer? ¡Ah! Me acordé de los postes de viaje rápido. Oh. Pero en sí, qué hermoso juego, la verdad. Este juego es muy bueno.
Wine is better than stew, for stew you have to chew.
Fingers need to shreds.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could.
Who is he?
Alas, they did not do me the basic...
Jennifer, por favor, lo único que pido para este final
Unexpected as ever.
sí.
And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky. Like some shitty two-crown romance.
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet, bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly goose.
You have doubts? Oh, I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues. Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said, Witcher. You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it, you win. This time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay.
Forgotten. It was at a vernissage in Banard.
Pecho podrías decirlo roto.
Going mad with boredom. I remember
Sí, ¿no?
finding
Porque
your
es
sense
un
of
pedazo de
humor
piel.
both grown-worthy and
Sí.
somehow endearing.
Bueno.
Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
You know?
Hmm.
Yen.
Yes.
Namely.
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white, has 4...
Hell yeah. The unicorn. Fine. You can bring it down here.
I knew you'd see things my way.
Liking two sounds.
The landscapes.
But
the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
Might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies. I think I shall simply stay in the shade. And you'll bring me cool...
Bring you whatever you want. Brought quite a few books. Let me guess. Working on a new spell?
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading. The Name of the Orchid. A widower for half a year.
Always thought you too busy to make time for something as impractical as pleasure reading.
Because I was. But now, I'm not. A few weeks ago, I awoke to the realization that I know not what to do next. And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus... Which is why I came here.
So, talk again later?
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
Bueno, y terminé de Witcher. Sí, ese fue mi festejo de que terminé de Witcher, quemando a Jennifer también. Bueno, voy a terminar el juego.
Can we talk?
¿Dice las mismas pelotudeces siempre? Sí.
So,
Of course.
Qué lástima que diga las mismas estupideces siempre. Pero bueno. Ya está, terminé Witcher. Para